Wait, this is an interesting one because I think that the guy in this situation did the right thing and the girl is kind of like, I'm like, okay, let's talk more, you know?
Love it.
Okay. How do I approach a guy after rejecting him? This is a 22-year-old female and a 21-year-old male. I matched with this guy on Tinder and we had a pretty good talk. He was funny, but upon talking, he asked me what I was looking for on the app. I was honest and I said looking for something long-term, to which he said he couldn't give me at the moment because he's not local and he's in college. So pretty much broke. I told him I understood, but we kept talking. He invited me over to his place, which I said no because I don't do this on first dates. Then he offered to go somewhere else. I just said that because he was honest with me earlier, I would be honest too, and that I wasn't interested in anything casual. I wished him good luck. He did too, and we stopped talking. However, I'm finding myself looking through his pictures and wanting to meet him, see where it goes, even if it's something casual. I'm just really attracted to him, and I know I should be the one to approach him this time because I already rejected him twice. What should I say when I message him again? How can I prompt him to ask me out again? Should I say my thought first or yours? Well, why don't you say yours? Because I already have my thought and I don't want mine to sway yours.
I think she kind of sounds like a hypocrite a little bit because she was like, was looking for something long term.
Yeah, and she's like,
but then now she's not.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. So isn't casual what that would be then? If you're looking for like casual dating, then you're not looking for something long term. And he's saying that. And then you're like, no, I don't want that. Well, you just said that you wanted that.
Yeah.
So I think she doesn't know what she wants. And then I think she's like, oh, shit, I think I might have missed my chance with this one. And what do I do now? And, you know, you could swallow your pride and be like, hey, I wasn't sure what I wanted. And when we had talked last time, like it was whatever. Maybe we could get together. I feel like that's one thing that you could do, you know, but I think she should definitely acknowledge that she kind of is going back on what she said.
Yeah, I think honestly that she is lying to herself because of what this guy wants. And I think that she's letting her attraction and her like idea of him that she is interested in cloud her judgment. Because honestly, I think the only reason that she isn't dating this guy long term or like, you know, on the road to doing that is because he doesn't want that. And when he was honest with her, like that was perfect. You know, that's exactly what needed to happen. And I think that now she is tricking herself and she's like, well, I just am interested in him. So anything with him is better than nothing with him. But I just don't think that's true. And I think she needs to do a lot of deep diving with herself and think like, why did what I want for my life change after meeting one guy? And if his wants were different, would my wants still be different? What if he was the one that wanted the long-term commitment? Would you still want something casual now? Probably not. It's probably just you're going to take anything that you can get from this guy, and that's not good. You can also ask yourself, what if I reach out to him and I say, hey, I just want something casual, and all you get is something casual. And when you ask him, hey, do you want to do this boyfriend-girlfriend activity? No, he doesn't want that. He's only going to do casual with you. And anything more than casual, he's going to reject you every single time you ask. And he's never going to ask you for more than that. Is that going to make you happy? Is that going to make you feel fulfilled? Based off what you said in the beginning, I think no. So I think that's the real issue. Like, I don't think that it's your wants that have changed. I think that you're tricking yourself into thinking that that's what you want because you want other people to say, yeah, if that's all you want, then reach out to him and just explain and he'll ask you out again. No, he probably won't. He probably won't even take you on a date. He'll probably just want to hook up with you because that's casual. He knows he's not going to date you. That's my take.
But daddy, I can fix him.
But daddy, I love him.
I don't know. Because, okay, so I hear you completely and I agree. I think I 150 million% agree with you. And I really do. I agree with you.
But
through and through. But I know someone that's very close to me who dated someone. It was the same exact situation. This person didn't want to be in an official relationship, never wanted to be married, never wanted kids. It was more so just was looking for like casual dating the entire time. They did that and then, you know, they made it official. It turned into a long-term thing. They're still dating, eventually maybe moving in together. You know what I mean? So all of this is coming to the forefront now when initially it was like, no. And this person was like, I'm not going to give up on that. Like, I'm just going to see where it goes because I like this person. I think that I'm interested in them. And they did that. And it seems to be working for them right now.
Okay, that's fair.
Now, only a couple of years, you know, like give or take 2-3 years. But so who knows where it'll really go in the long term. But
I can see that because people girls' minds do change. And sometimes people have certain wants until they meet a certain person and they're like, oh, yes, I've changed my mind. Typically, though, I really think that it always goes from less to more if it's like a healthy situation. Because I think that if you want like the most, which is long-term relationship, finding your person, finding your soulmate, it's really rare that after meeting someone that you really, really like, you would then drop down to wanting less. Like pretty quickly. I think it's different if you guys both were like casual, and then you met and had this connection and you're like, oh shoot, this doesn't feel casual. Like, I think I want more. And the other person says, yeah, I think so too. And then you build together. I just think it's so rare for it to be the opposite. Like, honestly, I feel like you would have to dislike someone to be like, oh yeah, I don't want all that. I just want this little thing with them. So that's my first thought when I hear your story. I also think that story is true, but I've heard so many stories about guys that don't want a relationship and girls that chase them, fall in love with them, beg them to like them, beg them to talk to them, and they don't work out. And in fact, the girls are embarrassing themselves chasing after this like player guy who thinks he's the shit and like ghosted them and has them on the back burner and comes back to them every time he's bored. I think that there's more examples of that in my life.
Yeah, no, I agree. I do. I agree. I think I'm thinking of the diamond in the rough.
Yes, and I appreciate that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I appreciate that because I do think that, like, sadly, a lot of the guys that I've experienced are not the diamond in the rough. You know, they're like the player that I just described. That's like, I don't want shit. And then, but actually, I'm so sorry. They're lying to you. They tell you like, oh my God, yeah, I like you so much. But that's not actually true. So that's why I give this guy props because he told her straight up, I want something casual. And when she said she didn't want that, he never spoke to her again. I think that is so respectable.
Yeah.
So maybe this guy is the diamond in the rough.
That's the only reason why I'm thinking that. No, that's the only reason why I'm like, maybe. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But I still think that for him to change from like casual to like wanting all of the above, it like has to be like so special, I guess.
But in the same way she's doing that.
I don't think
like,
she is.
She's trying to change that. You know
I don't think she is. I think she's lying to herself.
Yeah, no, I think she is lying to herself.
I think she's trying to convince herself that this is going to be enough for her. But I don't think it's going to be. I think they're going to then fall into a situationship and she's always going to be like crying over him, wanting just a little bit more. And until he changes his mind, she's not going to get it. And he might never change his mind. But also, why do you want to be with someone that doesn't actually want you? And the whole time you're with them, you're just hoping that one day they change their mind and actually want to date you.
Period. Thought. Yeah. No, I agree. You got it. You got this one, I think. Yeah.
I don't know. I do appreciate what you said though, because I just feel like I'm so negative a lot of the time. And when I hear dating stories, I'm like, not your person, over it, stupid, bye, gaslighting. But then at the same time, it's like relationships start in all types of ways. Like there are examples of relationships starting with every type of situation in the beginning. But I don't know. I've just heard of more start like going wrong. Also, that's just a fact because I'm going to have X amount of relationships that do not work out. And then there's only going to be one, in theory, that works out. You know, that's the person you marry. So of course there's going to be more examples of things that go badly because you only get everyone only gets one that works out, you know, like in theory. So I am being negative, but I appreciate the debate.
And so many people are just afraid of commitment anymore.
Oh my God, I know. I know.
And I feel like everyone has a little bit of that in them, you know, because it's just like the way that the world is now.
And you have so many options too. Like I think that online dating, like with the apps, it's giving people, I don't want to say unrealistic expectations or like unrealistic standards, because I do think having high standards is a good thing. And Xing people out if you're not compatible with them is a good thing. But I almost feel like when you see all these people on the app like every single day and you're just like swiping, like it seems like the options are absolutely endless when in a way they are, because there's 7 billion people on earth, but also they're not. Like no one is going to be absolutely perfect for you in every way and you're never going to find a flaw with them. And sometimes I feel like people look for that. At least when I was younger, I had friends that had those like sort of tendencies, and I probably did too, but
I know I do.
But it's hard to shake it because then at the same time, you're like, but this is what I want in a partner. So like, why should I settle for anything less? So I do think it's like, you kind of have to walk the line of like, I'm not settling. That's it. Rebecca and I don't know if you listened to the last episode that came out, but I think it was the last episode. I don't know. On a recent episode, Rebecca and I were talking about this. And I think that you can make a list, like an A list of all the things that are like a non-negotiable for you. Every single thing that you want in a partner, but they can't be superficial things. So it's like your absolute non-negotiables. It's not the color of their eyes. It's not their looks, you know, it's not like the house color that they want to live in. It's like they are a good person. They have ambitions. Like they are active. Like they value family, like those kinds of things. Maybe you have a B list that you're like, this would be great, but if they meet every single thing on list A, I'm not going to end it over list B. Maybe those are the things that you're like, they like walking every morning from 6 to 7 so that we can start our mornings together. But like, if you're not going to die on that hill, like just put it on list B. So I don't know. I think that could be like it could be a healthy exercise to do that in dating if you're going to do it the right way. There's definitely wrong ways to do that, but I don't know. Something to think about.
Yeah, and it has to be balanced.
Yes.
For sure.
Yes, exactly.
And realistic.
Yes, realistic is like the number one tip when it comes to making a list.
And I feel like too, when you're making lists like that, a good thing could be like looking into yourself and being like, what kind of partner do I want to be? And kind of making your own like A and B list about yourself almost, and being like, do I fit this mold myself?
Yeah.
Not saying that you need to be exactly the same, but like you said, like those core like value type things could be really helpful to do it that way.
Such a good point.
Yeah.